Let's get to the uncomfortable. You know I love the uncomfortable.
Yes.
I only have one thing that makes me uncomfortable to the point where it actually makes me so uncomfortable I want nothing to do with it. I will not publicly say what that is, but for the most part, I like the uncomfortable.
Now I really want to know what it is.
I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
It's not even something I'm trying to tease
okay.
to not tell the audience. It's actually something I can't publicly say because I will get fired.
Oh, okay.
But here was Greg Doyle. I guess that didn't.
Now I'm more interested than I was
sound
before.
Worse,
yeah,
actually.
I really want to know what it is now. Dirty tease.
Anyways, columnist in Indy Greg Doyle was at the Indiana Fever Caitlin Clark press conference yesterday, introductory press conference. And I thought she was great. Opening statement was fantastic. She answered every question. She's really polished. For somebody in the spotlight, not all these athletes are polished. She's really polished.
I mean, it comes with when you get that level of media attention all year, there's just the hordes of people following her all season long. Like she's used to this. She's had a year to kind of ramp up.
Yeah, but I think she's had training too.
Probably.
Because Kawhi also gets hounded. He's awful.
Touche.
Yeah. I think she found somebody, whether it was somebody in the Iowa SID department, maybe it was an agent or somebody. Obviously, she's got people she's working with all the NIL deals, but yeah.
Well, she gives this great opening statement, and the second question, the second one is Greg Doyle, columnist of the IndyStar, and this was the awkward exchange.
Caitlin, Greg Doyle, IndyStar. Real quick, let me do this.
It's the heart sign.
You like that?
I like that you're here. I like that you're here.
I do that at my family after every game, so.
Okay, well, let's start doing it to me, and we'll get along just fine. So
the heart sign that she does after every game towards her mom or dad or brothers.
Yes.
He says, what's this? And she's just, you like that? It's something I do to my family. And he responds with, well, do it to me. And we'll get along just fine.
My favorite thing out of all this is the insinuation by Greg Doyle as if she invented this. The way when I was listening to it, it was like he had never seen somebody do the heart hands thing before.
Which was funny because
hey, what's this thing all about? What are you doing that for? It's a heart. How did you think of that?
Yes.
I do it. Have you never seen that before, Greg?
Yeah, it's been done a million times.
It's a pretty common thing in society right now. Hey, here's a heart. Love you. There you go. Move on.
Yeah.
I think we should fire him, tar him, and never allow him to write again, man. That's the only reasonable response here.
Well, if we tar him, do we feather him?
Oh, you got to feather him.
I think you got to feather him.
Yeah, you got to tar, then feather, and then banish him from writing ever again.
Look, you guys have heard me talk about it for, the sports calendar year. I'm not one that's going to be these, I watch women's basketball, and all of you better and then also get mad by you debating who goats and who's great and who's not. I'm not that. I'm watching it. I coach girls basketball. I've got 2 daughters. It found my interest. I like that people are debating things now. Like, who's the best? That's great. That's good for the sport.
Yes, it is.
This,
not good.
This is missing the mark.
Not good, man.
And luckily, I don't think she really followed what he was saying or really understood it. And she kind of just moved on to his question and answered every question after that really well. But that got cut out of the presser and thrown on the internet. And Greg Doyle was publicly tarred and feathered yesterday all over the interweb.
Yes, he was. And he deserves it. That is not something that you say to a professional athlete in a press conference. Man, woman, doesn't matter. That's just really weird.
You imagine him saying that to Tyrese Halliburton.
Tyrese,
what's this? Do it to me. We'll get along just fine.
It's just such a weird thing to say.
Even if he, in his mind, had...
I think he meant it of, I'm a columnist. I don't want to write anything.
I think he was trying to make a joke.
I think he was
But even if it was strictly a professional thing,
creepy.
What are you doing at the press conference grandstanding for crying out? That
was not good timing.
I find it funny that every time something like this does come up, though, the immediate push from folks is this guy should be fired. He should never work again. When in reality, I looked at this yesterday and I had more of the parenting approach of the shame is worse than any other punishment that you could give
Oh,
him.
yeah.
The embarrassment, like, that was
It
one of
does
the
not
dumbest
take-
things I've ever heard.
Yes.
He was publicly embarrassed.
It was, yeah.
And he's got to wear that shame like a scarlet letter for a year, for however long. You're going to think of Greg Doyle and you're going to think of Caitlin Clark. The only issue that I had ultimately with it at the end, because he's an idiot and he got a lot of flack and he's embarrassed, was him then writing a column later in the day about how he's a part of the problem. And you're like, dude, now it just feels like you're trying to capitalize on this with a bunch of interactions and a bunch of clicks and a bunch of eyeballs on you. That was the bigger issue that I took. Like, you made a really dumb comment. You sounded like an idiot. You look like an idiot. Don't then try and capitalize on it to the benefit of the newspaper.
I also would be concerned for him. Her dad doesn't look like he's somebody to mess around with. Her dad looks pretty intense.
He does look very intense.
He's sneaking snacks into his hoodie to watch these games. Like, he's got sunflower seeds, low buzz cut, real intense, like Caitlin.
Yelling during the game.
Stop complaining! That guy, that poor guy, he's got to hear this kind of crap being asked to his daughter, and he's like, oh, I'm going to kick this guy's ass.
I think we should try this with whoever the Blazers take with the 7th overall pick when we fall in the lottery. Hey, give me the heart sign. You'll be just fine around here. Guy I've never heard of before.
It'd be so weird.
From the G League.
It'd be so weird.
Hey, you ever seen this? You guys ever seen this before?
Larry David did it in Curb.
It's crazy, dude. If you did like extend your fingers out, it makes the organ O too. You ever seen that either?
Yeah.
It's wild stuff.
You
man.
know that organ O also represents the amount of titles you guys haven't won.
See, I could take a shot back, but it's punching down, and I don't punch below my weight
Here's
class.
the thing. When you're killed, no shots hurt anymore.
I know.
We're numb.
You're immune to it
Bring
at this point.
Bring it on.
I hate this existence. I can't make fun of your team anymore.